Hello and welcome to Claret and Booze Daily. My name's Virgil, aka John, and as I said, welcome along to another daily dose of news and topics with us here at Claret and Booze. Today I've got a couple of things to talk about. First and foremost, I'm going to be talking about the Eintracht Frankfurt game, not a preview, but I'm going to talk about ticket allocation, comments from their sporting director, and another fresh jibe from one of these European giants digging at West Ham. Surely they'd learned from the Lyon mistake in the previous round. And secondly, the hot topic, as per usual, and it's probably going to drag on all through the summer, is that of our very own Declan Rice and any potential move that could come about in the summer. So as we know, on Thursday, West Ham have their biggest game in over 40 years. Eintracht Frankfurt are visiting the London Stadium in what is built up to be a huge game, not only for the season, what it could potentially give us for next season, but also in history. Two things I wanted to talk about in regards to the Eintracht Frankfurt game is, first of all, a message that West Ham as a club put out yesterday on the website. Now, West Ham on the West Ham website decided to congratulate the West Ham fans for their behaviour during this scintillating and unforgettable campaign. They said that the Hammers fans have been a cornerstone of this fairy tale run to the last four, and we now face the prospect of one more monumental encounter in front of 60,000 fans. However, they do ask that all West Ham fans during this game be on their best behaviour, and they allude to the fact that the eyes of the world will be watching West Ham, not only the players, but how the fans behave. Now, in my opinion, this season and in general, in the main, West Ham fans have behaved well. We do know that in the last 16, when both Frankfurt and West Ham were in Spain, the Frankfurt fans, after their game against Real Betis, which is in the same town as Seville pretty much, they came looking and were hunting down West Ham fans. Now, for me, that shows that West Ham as a club were not to blame. And indeed, bar owners in Seville suggested that the West Ham fans were impeccably behaved. Locals were talking to West Ham fans, talking about the club, asking questions about the songs that the fans were singing. So for me, West Ham releasing this message is I think it's a little bit out of order, if I'm honest with you, because I don't think we need to be told how to behave, especially when you look at the fact that it was the Eintracht Frankfurt fans that came looking for Hammers fans in Seville. And also the hypocrisy of it a little bit. Look at the situation we've had in the last week and beforehand in regards to West Ham tickets being sold on third-party websites. Look how we're aware of non-West Ham fans joining the membership scheme for a tenner and being on the waiting list, trying to get tickets. We are aware of Frankfurt fans on blogs, on fan sites, telling others how to join the membership scheme. It's only a tenner, take the chance. There's also rumours, although I haven't seen them myself, of videos on Twitter of German Frankfurt fans practicing their best London accent. Now, as ridiculous as that last comment may sound, it seems that they will go to any lengths to get to these away games. Now, West Ham have given them 3,000 away tickets, which is ample, which is the right amount, as we know. However, in Barcelona, Frankfurt were given 5,000 tickets, which they sold out in no time. But if rumours are to be true, they suggest that there was, in fact, around 30,000 Frankfurt fans in the Barcelona stadium in total. So you can imagine the amount of Frankfurt fans in the Barcelona ends. Now, if this sort of thing happens at the London Stadium, I can't see it going down well, okay? And that's not a threat by me or any West Ham fans, but you know what possibly can happen. How they managed to get those Barcelona tickets, God only knows. But if anything is to go by with West Ham tickets being available on third-party websites, it's not hard to imagine how they get hold of these tickets, is it? And we just hope that West Ham have put in enough security measures to eradicate any possibility of this happening. Now, you would think that the club of Frankfurt would be, you know, a little bit more respectful. However, the Eintracht Frankfurt sporting director a few days ago, by the name of Markus Krösche, he suggested that West Ham are going to want to be tough on ticket allocations to German fans. He suggested that this is almost like an attack on the Eintracht Frankfurt fans. Now, this is their sporting director, right? He was quoted as saying, the English want to be tough there. I hope there are still more in the city. This feeling does something to us. So what he's getting at there is that he's suggesting that the Frankfurt fans are being hard done by. And he's hoping that there'll be thousands of Frankfurt fans in the city in London, in and around Stratford, I'd imagine. To me, that is almost inciting something. That's trying to, you know, that's almost trying to G up your fans. And it's well known that the Frankfurt fans are, you know, they follow their club everywhere, okay? We've had a few Europa League games this season where I've been quite disappointed by the away fans. Lyon, I mean, I don't know how many they had, a few hundred. So I'm embracing a sellout away allocation. But the Eintracht Frankfurt sporting director seems to be trying to G something up here. He seems to be stirring the pot. And if truth be known, I'm sure many of you have heard that in some ways Eintracht Frankfurt are referred to as the Millwall of German football. And that's not slagging off Millwall. I'm just talking about the reputation that comes with them. I hope that things are sorted out well. And I hope that West Ham have put enough security in place to eradicate any problem, because there's going to be a big family atmosphere over there. You know, there's going to be kids. I'm taking my son, and I hope nothing spills over from lack of ticket security. And to be honest with you, the ticket selling situation at West Ham is a farce anyway. And until we get people in charge of that part of the club, then things like this or things could always happen. I've got another brief story about Frankfurt that's actually arisen this morning. Now, as we know, back before the Lyon second leg, their social media department decided to tweet a few derogatory comments, you know, aimed at West Ham, you know, who could think we could lose this game and things like that, which Declan Rice kindly reminded them of how well it aged. Now, this morning, it would seem that Eintracht Frankfurt's, I can't say that team's name, I don't know why, official social media channel have described West Ham as, and I quote, a club in the shadow of the London heavyweights enjoying a recent boom. Wow. I tell you what, some of these media departments, whoever runs them, needs to be very careful with what they put out days before a huge game. And let's just hope that Declan Rice can retweet this in 10 days' time alongside the title, This Aged Well. So hopefully on Thursday, just to sum up, hopefully on Thursday there's no trouble. Hopefully on Thursday, West Ham as a club get their arse in gear, or have got their arse in gear in terms of security. And thirdly, why don't we try and ram this quote down Frankfurt's social media channel's throat. Good luck, boys, on Thursday. Now, I'm going to move on to a topic that is going to run and run and run. A topic that we know has been spoke about recently, over the recent week and before, and one that's going to go on all summer long. You bet your bottom dollar this is going to go on all summer long. And obviously, I'm talking about the one and only 23-year-old mercurial legendary player already, Declan Rice. Now, the reason I'm talking about Declan Rice today is because I'm on the way home this morning from dropping my son to school. I had Talk Sport on, and you had the obvious people on there: Simon Jordan, Jim White, and Danny Murphy. Danny Murphy on there today was talking about what he would do if he was Declan Rice. Now, you're not Declan Rice, Danny, okay? You was a good player, you had a good career, but Declan Rice, you know, I think he's going to surpass anything you achieved in your footballing career, with all due respect. But Danny Murphy suggested that if he was Declan Rice, he would look to leave this summer. He suggested that at 23 years of age, can Declan Rice afford to wait another season, possibly, without winning the Champions League, without winning the Premier League, or without winning a cup? Now, I'm going to take a little bit of offence to this, Danny, because I'm not sure if you're aware, we've got a two-legged semi-final starting this Thursday that could take us into the final of the Europa League, which we could win, which would put us in the Champions League next season. So, and I know it's a big if we manage to win through against Frankfurt, Danny Murphy, we will be in the final where we have 90 minutes, 120 and or penalties to win a trophy. So that would scupper your comments about why you would leave already. However, your suggestion that he could go to Manchester City, he could go to Man United, he could go to Chelsea. Of course he could. He could go to any of the best clubs in the world. But would any of those clubs at the moment be in a position to look to take him? Man United are in turmoil at the moment, okay? Now, they may approach West Ham with a player plus cash swap deal, maybe. But what's he going to win? What's he going to win at Old Trafford? They need a huge overhaul. Are they going to be competing next season alongside the obvious big guys? You also suggested Chelsea because he's a Chelsea fan. We know he's a Chelsea fan. He was in the academy. We know all of that. But we plucked him away from the scrap heap after they dropped him at the age of 14. And he loves this club now. Now, I'm not saying he hasn't still got a bit of a Kindle burning for Chelsea. I'd imagine he has. Of course he has. And I totally respect that. However, remember the situation Chelsea are in at the minute. They can't even sell merchandise. They can't even sell scarves. They can't spend any money. So can he go there? No, not in a minute. Until they sort out their ownership, they can't do that. You also alluded to Manchester City. Now, Manchester City, we know, are one of the best teams in the world, okay? They're always competing on all fronts. However, what you've got to remember is they're after Haaland in the summer. They will not be able to buy Haaland and Rice in the same season, okay? Not in a million years. In my opinion, City is probably where Rice will end up, but not this summer. I did worry when I heard the news that Fernandinho, the Brazilian 37-year-old, announced a couple of weeks ago that he will be returning to his native Brazil at the end of the season, because for me, Declan Rice is almost like a direct replacement for Fernandinho and will be as good, if not better. But City are after Haaland, Danny. So if you look at financial fair play, they won't be able to buy both. You remember last summer, they only bought Jack Grealish because of the price tag, because of the amount they paid. Financial fair play would allude to the fact that Manchester City would not be able to buy Haaland and Rice in the same season unless they have some very, very creative accountants. What really bothers me about this whole Declan Rice issue with Danny Murphy is that back in 2018, West Ham had to complain to TalkSport directly over comments from Danny Murphy. And it was due to the fact that in 2018, Danny Murphy could not believe that West Ham hadn't at that time given Declan Rice a new contract. Declan Rice, had been in the team a while then. He's nowhere near the player he was now, but the potential was obvious. And West Ham hadn't updated his contract. You could wonder why Danny Murphy would have such a massive opinion on this. And West Ham complained to TalkSport about the criticism from Danny Murphy regarding the handling of the contract negotiations. Murphy at the time said it was ridiculous that West Ham were yet to award Rice's impressive performances with a new contract when he appeared on Jim White's radio show, which he does do now regularly. At that time, 19-year-old Declan Rice was in the final 2 years of his deal, and we were sort of bartering over a deal. And I think at that time he'd rejected a $15,000 a week offer. Okay, but what really bothers me here is Danny Murphy, then and now, is represented by the same agent, or was then represented by the same agent as Declan Rice, Neil Fewings. Danny Murphy seems to have a big axe to grind in regards to Declan Rice, and I think he should just keep his opinions to himself, really. For me, Declan Rice is going nowhere this season. I think he'll give us one more season. He'll only be 24. And I think that the way we've played this season will spur him on. He loves this club. And I think we're going to get one more season from Declan. I might be being a bit over-optimistic, but I don't think so. Anyway, I'm gonna conclude there because my rant's over. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed watching the video, then please like the video. Any comments you might want to put underneath the video, I'll look at them and reply if I can. Well, I will do. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, Claret and Booze, please do so. Subscribe, hit the bell notification. That enables you to see or be reminded when upcoming shows are due to be broadcast. So once again, thanks for watching. And I'm just going to say, come on, you irons for Thursday. Good luck, boys. Come on.